Hey guys, welcome back to another 5-minute review with your favorite GIMP with a limp, and today we're going to be taking a look at World at War 85 by LNL Publishing. So the game itself is a fictional platoon-level World War III game where the NATO forces are trying to fight off the Warsaw Pact after they have begun an assault in an attempt to take over all of Europe. To start with, we'll eyeball the components like we always do. The components for this game are top-notch across the board. Do keep in mind though, as we're going along, and I've got some pictures in the background, that like I said, I've been involved with this game for a while now, so some of the pictures you might see might still be prototype components. The counters themselves, they're nice and thick. They're also pre-rounded, which is going to save you that trouble of clipping them if you are someone that clips your counters like me. Also, the maps and the player aids are made of a good quality cardstock, so they're not going to tear easily. And the box that the game comes in is nice and deep, so it is easier to get all those components back into the box. So the game itself plays in a standard hex and counter war game fashion with some twists. So that means you're going to be moving your units across different types of terrain that include cities and forests and hills and rivers. And you're going to be using multiple D6 rolls plus modifiers to perform your attacks and defensive rolls to determine whether or not units are going to be missed or disrupted, reduced, or even destroyed in the battle. Now, when it comes to World War 85, its claim to fame is going to be its activation system and partly its variety of play as well. So for each one of your formations of units that are in your order of battle, you're going to have a card for that unit, and that's going to be used to activate the unit during play. Now, your and your opponent or the AI, there is a solitaire system for the game. All of your formation cards are going to be mixed together into a single deck that will also include end of turn cards or event cards. These will all be mixed into a single deck. You're going to draw from this deck one card at a time, and when you draw a card, that unit on the formation card is going to activate. This means that it's not an I go, you go system, so you don't know when a formation is going to activate. The same side could activate more than once in a row, or you could even have the same formation activate more than once in a row. That randomness simulates the chaos of the battlefield, plus it's a huge boon for solitaire play. Also, when it comes to the game, you don't even know if a unit will activate during a turn. It is possible to have a formation card not be drawn and for the turn to end, but there are rules in place to make sure that that formation card does get drawn on the following turn. There's also a massive amount of variety to the game with a large amount of scenarios and a huge unit selection that's going to include many types of tanks and helicopters and jets and APCs and missile units and artillery units, infantry and infantry support weapons. The size of the scenarios too, they're going to range from the smaller skirmish type battles that can be played just in an evening to more of a monster type game that's going to take you days to complete, with multiple formations on each side, with huge swatches of tanks and APCs pushing across the battlefield as helicopters swarm up over the trees and fire missiles at them. It really is an awe-inspiring thing to see when there's a huge battle laid out on the map with each side just duking it out. There's just so much to this game, it's impossible to take and cover it all in a short video like this. But flat out, the verdict for World at War 85 is it's a must-buy. It doesn't matter if you're into competitive gaming or solitaire gaming with the solitaire AI deck that you can get for the game. Either way, it works great. There's even novels for it. If you want to read the fiction behind the scenarios that you're playing, that's available as well. There's just so much to the game. Plus the fact that the game is part of a series. This is Storming the Gap. There are more in the series that are coming out, plus expansions that are already out for Storming the Gap. So, 5-minute review, World War 85 is a must-buy.